Air pollution as a subject was recognized way back in India in 1905 when it was called Bengal Smoke Nuisance Act, where anyone who is creating smoke related activity by way of burning anything and creating nuisance to the neighbors, they can actually go and file case to the local policeman and they can be fined. As we grew, we were called air pollution expert in the beginning by way of introducing Bombay Smoke Nuisance Act in 1960s, which was actually meant for industrial air pollution in those days, but it was not still called air pollution. It was called air pollution only when we introduced this act of 1981, where it was actually named as Air Pollution Prevention Act, and all the industries, all the sources were covered under this act. As we moved forward in 1986, after the Bhopal tragedy, we got Umbrella Act. It was called Environment Protection Act, in which we revised our acts again and new legislation came in. In early 90s, we got acts and rules for vehicular air pollution, where all the fuel quality was improved. Vehicle standards were specified as BS 1, 2, 3, which came in the later years in early 2000. And as we moved ahead in 2010 onwards, we can see our vehicles have become much more cleaner. Our industries from power plants, cement plants have the strictest norm in the world. Our two-wheelers have the strictest norm in terms of their emissions. And if you look at some of the cities that were dealing with very high air pollution, they are much more cleaner than what they were in 1990s. IndAIR was formed way back in 1958 when its mandate was water and sanitation, and that time it was known as Central Public Health Engineering Research Institute, and in those days the mandate was to do work on water and sanitation. But as we grew, environmental problems became much more complex and different, and we were renamed as National Environmental Engineering Research Institute. In terms of research, when we look at the air pollution community, as of now, there are more than 15 universities, more than 10 IITs who are working in the air pollution domain. Number of researchers who are engaged in air pollution control and related research are more than 200 to 50 or so. The students who are passing out are even much more. So the impetus of air pollution in our country has been found, and it's becoming more and more robust. Globally, we are probably the fifth largest contributor to the research articles and the information that we generate on air pollution. Earlier air pollution definition was what is being burnt in terms of wood or vehicles they are contributing. But currently when we look at air pollution, it's coming from cow dung burning, it could be from a crematorium, it could be coming from bakeries, it could be even from diesel gensets. So the number of sources have increased, and therefore when we are looking at information and people to take action, we need to know all these information and in details. IndAIR as a project is to bring all that information in one single place in a web format so that it can be easily searched and researched.